Binge or Purge? Binge or Purge? Binge or Purge?
Hello and welcome to Binge or Purge streaming reviews. I am your host, Dimo. My co-host is Joe Taylor. This is episode 42.
Wow, we made it.
What does that even mean, 42?
I don't know, man. I feel like I have to say something. You want to just get right into the
Yeah,
stuff?
please. I have no time for any of this this
Okay.
week, okay? I got a job, Joe.
Oh, yeah?
All right, so fun time is over.
Yeah.
Let's
well,
get right to business.
Yeah, it's been a long week for both of us, so let's get into the fun stuff. Mm-hmm. The first thing that we've both seen, and I've been very excited to tell people about.
You told me to watch this so we could do a joint review.
Yeah, which is kind of our new desired format, right? Joint review.
Joint review, and then we each bring one thing to the table that the other person hasn't seen.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're aiming. But anyway, there's billboards for this all over Los Angeles. This is an Apple TV Plus original called Little America, and it's 8 roughly half an hour episodes. It's produced by Kumail Nanjiani.
Yay, you got
Did I
it
get it?
right. We've been practicing like crazy to say his name. Well, you have. I have to
I
keep
have.
telling you how to do it.
I have.
Congratulations, Joe. You nailed it.
And who else?
And his wife, Emily V. Gordon, and Andrew Yang.
It's Alan Yang. Andrew Yang is running for president, you dumbass.
Close enough. And Lee Eisenberg from The Office. So great team of producers. Now, a quick thing about Kumail Nanjiani. I just want to say it correctly a few more times just so that Jess will stay off my back. I've never met him. Have you ever met him in person?
No, I've seen him perform stand-up numerous times, but never met him.
He seems like a jerk, but that's so unfair to say about somebody because I watched The Big Sick and I was like, oh, this is going to be preachy and this is going to be whatever. And it was a fantastic movie. Him and his wife did that movie too. I have no stories even about why he's a jerk.
I've never heard that he's a jerk. I have no...
But doesn't he seem like he
could
might
be.
I don't know.
Hey, anybody can be a jerk. You know what
guess.
I mean? But I don't know if he's a jerk or not. I know nothing. I'm going to be positive and say he's not a jerk.
I usually do that, but
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, I thought this series was going to be a jerk. I thought it was going to be preachy and trying to make America feel guilty about these immigrant stories. So it's 8 different
You were
stories.
expecting the kids in cages or something.
I was expecting something that like villainized people who have nothing to do with anything. And this was completely the opposite. This was so impressive because, you know, I can't remember where I heard it. I'm sure it was on a TV show or movie, but somebody said people like stories because that's how they make sense of a complicated world. One of the whole things of the show is we want people to watch things that show other perspectives. And this series does that so well.
We should mention these are true stories, or at least based on true stories.
They are based on true stories. Now, there's 2 things I really liked about this series. Number one, like you said, they're based on true stories. And at the end, you get an epilogue with photos of the people they were based on. That's cool. The other thing, I'll let you try and guess what the other thing is that I liked about it.
I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay, well, you know that I hate subtitles.
Well, don't get me started on the subtitles.
Okay.
Okay? When you watch an American production of something and it starts off in English and then switches to a foreign language, wouldn't you expect that to be subtitled?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But it isn't here. It's not. You can watch this all the way through, and there are huge chunks of dialogue and scenes in foreign languages that have no subtitles whatsoever. And I watched 4 of these episodes with that, not knowing what anyone is saying. And then I finally switched to the subtitles thinking like, okay, I guess we're not going to get anything, but just the English. But then they have the ones for the foreign language too. But I'm like, why didn't they have that to begin with? So I watched 4 episodes listening to another language, no clue what they're saying. But here's the thing, and tell me if this is true for you. It didn't matter because the way it was made and acted, I understood the gist of what they were saying.
That was my second favorite thing about the show.
And that is crazy.
Yeah, because you feel like you're standing there with these actual people, and there's nothing to read. They're speaking, like one of them, there's pages of dialogue in other languages, but it didn't matter. You're totally right. You felt like you knew what they were saying for the most part.
Yeah.
And it felt so much more real without the subtitle. I really appreciated that.
I do feel like I want to go back and watch some episodes again with the subtitles.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm selling it short, but it didn't really matter. But I have to say, I can think of, like, especially the cowboy, which was my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Episode 3, the cowboy, and the baker. Those are my two favorite ones. They were both
Yeah.
about the African experience in America. And they have massive chunks that are in another language. And none of it mattered to me.
Because you knew what was happening.
Because of the emotions.
Yeah,
and the truth that was being portrayed.
The show's incredible. I mean, I was really moved by it, honestly. I thought it was, like you said, inspirational, but it also shows you people's stories that you're like, wow, I can't believe that somebody went through that.
Yeah.
And that's what we need right now, right?
It's really positive, and everyone should watch them. I should say, though, don't expect like a Twilight Zone twist at the end. They're stories of people's lives. They're not dramatized to make it like, some, oh my God,
It's not Room 104.
No.
But
it's
it is
not
an anthology.
It is an anthology. It's not the Twilight Zone. I mean, it's real slice of life type of stuff. I didn't care for all of them. They're not all great. Some I'm like, nah. My two favorites, like I said, were the cowboy and the baker, and I think the Rock, and that was the one that was about the Persian father, because he was so likable. That guy,
Yeah.
I'd seen him on that actor on Showtime on Homeland, and he played like an Iranian terrorist or whatever.
Sean Taub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Complete opposite in this. What a great actor. I mean, so like you're rooting for this guy. Here, you're rooting for everyone in these episodes.
That's exactly right. Now, I recommended the 3 that you just did not mention, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll synopsize the cowboy real quick, which is the one that's on most of the billboards, which is the black guy who, what'd you say the other day? He's
The African gentleman.
Yeah, no, not that. You said he's dressed like a cowboy, but you said he
He looks like Howdy Doody.
he looks like a Black Woody from Toy Story.
Well, he grew up on the cowboy mystique from movies.
Right.
So to try to fit it in America, he dresses himself as a cowboy, and in a way kind of alienates himself, but does end up fitting in.
Yeah.
I just love how even the people that were against him eventually, grow to really like him, and he wins everybody over.
Yeah, and he's just trying to fit in, and the way he fits in, it was in Oklahoma, right? I think is where it was set. The way he fits in is he starts dressing like Howdy Doody, and he finds this cowboy culture that accepts him, and that's how he finds his way, because he was a foreign exchange student or somebody. He'd come here from Nigeria.
Just a student, on a student visa or something.
It's incredibly moving, that episode. I liked episode 6 a lot. You didn't respond as much as I did.
It wasn't for me.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. I've been on a cruise to Alaska, so I've been there, done that. All right.
It was more about the Asian immigrant story,
Yes.
which I'm a little bit especially sensitive to.
You are.
Doesn't matter why.
Doesn't matter why. I know why, but I'm not going to say.
All right. Little America on Apple TV Plus. This is one of the best things that I've seen in quite a while. I thought it was so good.
And like I said, if one doesn't work for you, try another one. You'll find a couple in there that you like, and it'll be worth your time.
Yeah, really good. So it's a binge. There we go. So moving on then.
Yes. Back to me.
Back to you.
I have something that's going to break our rules a little bit. Now, I know we said we can't take anything from like cable, really, but I don't care. I love this so much that I'm like, forget it. It's our show. We do what we want. I have something that's on Adult Swim. Okay. Now, I don't watch Adult Swim. I watched it on their app. They don't even have an app. I watched it on their website. Excuse me. And it's Joe Pera Talks with You.
Now, you showed me a picture of this guy, and you said, have you ever heard of Joe Pera? And I go, no. And this guy, he looks like he's 26 years old.
He looks young.
So can we preface whatever you're about to do with that?
Yes.
Okay,
But,
go on.
But he sounds like your grandfather.
Yeah.
His demeanor is like an old man. Now, I discovered this guy on Late Night with Seth Meyers. He did a stand-up, and then Seth would have him on as a guest occasionally. And I thought this guy was a comic genius. I think he's a comic genius. He came out to do some shows in LA. I saw him 3 times in 1 week.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this guy. No one's really heard of him. But like I said, Seth Meyers, introduced me to him. And I feel like this show that he's on Adult Swim perfectly captures his persona. Now, there's 2 seasons. The first season was 9 episodes. The second one is 13. They're only around 11 to 12 minutes each. There's 2 that are a little longer. There's a Christmas special where like Joe Pera, shows you how to pick out a Christmas tree. And he takes all these like mundane things in life and like explores them. And there's like a narrative that runs through the season. So you can jump around if you want, but I would suggest starting with episode 1 and going through it linearly because there are character building moments, but it's really a way to him express his views on the world and things that you would never consider. Like, Joe Pera takes you for a Sunday drive. Joe Pera, packs a lunch. Joe Pera goes grocery shopping. It's so like mundane. You're like, how is this even funny? But it is. And now when I first saw him, I thought, oh my God, did this guy like ride the short bus? Like that's
like he's disabled or something.
Like he's slow or something, or like there's something wrong with him. But no, this should just stick. Also, I have to say, I love this guy because we have so much in common. All right, he's
we both rode the short.
Yeah, we both rode the short bus. He's from Buffalo. I'm from Rochester. As far as the rest of the country is concerned, they're the same place.
New York.
You're right. Oh, there you go. New York. Great. It's all the same.
Glad I can help.
Yep. We both went to Ithaca College. We both studied film there. We both have the same LL Bean barn coat, and we kind of look alike. But that's where the similarities end. Because if you listen to me for 2 minutes, I'm not going to be like Joe Perry. You know what we got to do? I got to play a clip so you get a sense of what this guy is like.
Please do.
And then from there, you can decide whether this is for you or not. Because I can tell you, just hearing this will let you know if this is your type of comedy.
Luxury, refinement, power. These are 3 words I would use to describe the 2001 Buick Park Avenue.
This is
combining
just came out, right?
Excellence and
No,
a
this is
classic
from the first
interpretation of style. The Park Avenue is truly one of America's most beautiful automobiles.
Hello, my name is Joe Pera, and I do appreciate how fortunate I am to be driving a car like this, equipped with a 3800 series V6 engine. Probably something fancier than I would have bought for myself, but it was left to be my grandfather. Sometimes my coworkers will tease me about it, saying, "Which widow are you taking for prime rib dinner this Friday night?" And due to its size and color, my students call it God's car. At the end of the day, though, it's just a really nice car that doesn't make people feel bad about how nice it is. And it's got OnStar.
All right.
That's so strange.
It's so bizarre and so weird. And I think some people are going to listen to that and go, I'm out. This is not for me.
No.
I can't do even 11 minutes of this guy. But I'm telling you, this guy is a comic genius. I can't get enough of him. He's also, he's got a co-producer, executive producer, Connor O'Malley. I think they met up on Seth Meyers as well. He's really funny on this show. Connor O'Malley is married to Adie Bryant, who's on SNL. Just a little fun fact for you there.
So they're all connected.
They're all connected. But look, you're going to look for this, and it says it's on Hulu, right? It says it's on Amazon Prime. You got to pay for it.
It's on. You said it was on YouTube too.
It's on YouTube, but you got to pay for it. It's like $2 for a show.
So it's technically a streaming show.
It is a streaming show technically, except the thing is when you go to Hulu and I search it and it's like, oh, there it is, great, and it goes add it to your stuff. I add it to my stuff, but then there's nothing to play. There's a banner and a whole picture there, but no playability. I don't even know why it's on there.
That's
but
strange.
Right now, all the episodes from the first 2 seasons are available on AdultSwim.com. I love this.
Okay. Can I tell you who it reminds me of a little bit? A little bit of Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy, speaking of SNL.
Little bit. The sentiment behind them, not so much the delivery.
Yeah. Also, it reminds me a little bit of this author named Patrick McManus who writes books about fishing and hunting and stuff. But
Right.
he just tells these really earnest stories in hilarious detail. Also, a little bit, do you know who Josh Gardner is?
No.
He does this character, the deaf frat guy that goes on the Corolla show sometimes, but he was on SNL. He was writing for Kimmel or something. He's connected with all those guys, but he does characters like kind of like this, where it's just so bizarre, where you're like, is this guy, like you said, is something wrong with him? Or is he a genius? But I that clip you played was really funny. So
This is one of my all-time favorite things right now.
okay,
That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. It's truly enjoyable. And like I said, not for everyone. You are either going to be like, I love Joe Pera, or like, keep this guy 50 yards from me.
Joe Pera is Perra.
No,
correct?
no, just Joe Pera.
Oh, okay.
And he's a Buffalo Bills fan. What's not to love?
Yeah, I can't think of anything, but it's on a lot of platforms. What do you say, man?
I say binge.
Okay, there you have it.
Thank you. Joe Pera talks with you. AdultSwim.com, other venues. Find it. You'll love it.
Okay, I'll check it out. I think it's pretty cool.
Joe, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, eyeways.com, affordable eyewear. Quality, complete eyeglasses starting at $59 complete. Prescription sunglasses, reading glasses, and a new computer eyewear line called Screen Ease. Eyeways was founded by go with the word, Joe, you do it.
Ophthalmologist.
Thank you. And all orders are dispensed by a licensed optician. This is a healthcare company, not a trendy millennial startup that sends you crap product that might not even be the right prescription. Ugh. When it comes to your vision, don't trust anyone who's not a doctor. Just don't do it. I said this the last episode. It's your health. Your eyes are your health. Are they part of your body?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're your health. I think people think they're different. Oh, my eyes aren't part of my... Guess what? Try not having them. Try not being able to see.
Well, it's not a hat or a pair of sunglasses. It's like actual vision glasses.
Right.
Take it serious,
Yeah,
man.
take it
Right.
serious, please. So check out eyeways.com and use promo code BingeOrPurge for $5 off your first order. Again, that's eyeways.com. We can't thank those guys enough. And by all means, take care of your eyes. If you feel like, I can't see so well, just get them checked. Right?
Yes,
You'll thank us.
Yeah, you'll thank us. You'll thank Eyeways. Thank you, Eyeways. Promo code Binge or Purge.
Yes.
All right.
Moving on, Joe. Your turn.
Okay, so there was much discussion about what the third thing was going to be tonight. Mm-hmm. There's a couple things I can't wait to talk about, but I'm going to have to wait another week. So I've got a surprise for you tonight.
Oh, I love surprises.
Okay, so let me tell you the cast. Now, this is a streaming movie.
Streaming movie on what?
Amazon, iTunes, and Vudu.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I don't know even really what that is, but it's one of the shortcut
I got a lot of law breaking tonight on the show. I'm just saying, voodoo and wasn't that McConaughey from whatever that stripper movie, right? Got a lot of lawbreakers out there tonight. No?
Okay,
all
well,
right. Sorry, I'm just saying, Adult
whatever.
Swim, and we're.
Well, this is a movie that went straight to streaming. I feel like it fits.
Okay.
It may have popped up at some theaters, but I don't know. I've never heard of it. Let me tell you who's in it.
All right.
Richard Gere, Walton Goggins, Peter Dinklage. Now you're listening. Bradley Whitford, who I love. Juliana Margulies, who I love. Kevin Pollak, Stephen Root. Huge
Yeah.
cast. This is called Three Christs.
In Jesus?
Yeah, as in Jesus.
Okay.
Right. So I've been very excited to tell people about this because there's a lot of things happening particularly in Los Angeles right now about people that are wandering the streets with psychosis and schizophrenia and stuff. This is the true story of a doctor played by Richard Gere who left academia to go work at a state hospital in 1959. To go work with delusional schizophrenics. Okay. Kevin Pollak plays the director of the hospital. This is based on a true story about Dr. Milton Rokeach.
Sure.
They changed his name in the movie. I don't know why, but Anyway, so
Probably
Richard,
because that last name is like ridiculous to say.
they changed it to Alan Stone for the movie.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
Paging Dr. Stone, Dr. Alan Stone.
Yeah.
You have a crazy person in Looney Bin 5.
Now, don't be insensitive because this is actually a very serious look at schizophrenia. And so what this guy did, he goes into the state hospital, and it turns out there are not one, not two, but three, hence the title,
Yeah.
3 patients that think that they're Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So what he decides to do is put them all in an isolated ward together where they're the only 3 people in that area and try to get them to get along. Because his theory was that schizophrenia was a product of external circumstances. I don't want to get too far into the academia of it. Anyway, no, hold on. Peter Dinklage. Stay
Okay,
with
I'm back.
it.
I'm back. Yes. when you give me the dink, I'm in.
Can we record that drop for one of these buttons? Okay, so anyway, he puts these people in a thing, and he tries to help them, obviously. And long story short, it doesn't work. It was basically a failed experiment. And this has not gotten good critical reviews. I think because it was too true to the actual story, which is that it was a failed experiment. I mean, it's sad how it all turned out.
Kind of a downer.
It is a downer.
Uh-huh.
That being said, Walton Goggins, your friend Peter Dinklage, Bradley Whitford, unreal performances.
I
Unreal.
can't believe I've never heard of this at all. I mean, it must really suck if whoever made this buried it.
Oh, it's buried. I think I don't know what I watched it on. Probably like
Voodoo.
no,
or
I
whatever you
watched it
call
when I was pumping gas. It was on the thing. This has a 43 with the critics, which is not good.
No.
And a 61 with the audience, which is fair to middling.
I mean, that's like, sort of fresh, but like you left it out. You can still eat it, but you left it out of the refrigerator for a day. You know, it's like, okay, if there's nothing else.
It's a C minus, basically.
But you think it's better than that? You think it's
I think it's incredible. I think it's so good. And here's the thing. Back in 1959, the way they dealt with insane people was lobotomy, restraints, medication, and confinement. That was it.
Yeah.
And here we are in 2020. We're not doing the lobotomies anymore. We're not doing anything really. We're just like, here you go, walk the streets.
Right.
So it was. I think it's very pertinent. I don't know. Maybe I take it a little bit too seriously, but there's a lot of funny moments.
Is this
in it.
your connection with mental illness?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, come on. Look, you do stand-up comedy. That's mental illness right there.
Yeah. It does take a certain amount of delusion, but this is a fantastic film, and it went straight to smart TVs only, I guess. I haven't heard anything about it playing anywhere other than Amazon, iTunes, and Vudu. And it just happened to pop up on my thing. This is so good. It's a great look at not only how complicated that issue is, but also this compassion of this doctor who really wanted to do something good and advance us beyond lobotomies in 1959 and couldn't.
Who made this?
This was directed by John Avnet and co-written by John Avnet.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. He produced Risky Business, The Mighty Ducks, Less Than Zero, fantastic movie about addiction. He wrote, directed, and produced Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah, he's got a great track record. So, I mean, I can see why people, worked with him, right?
Yeah. He also produced The Burning Bed.
With Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah. Now, funny story. Remember I've mentioned on this show before the Ewok Adventure,
Oh, yeah.
which no one's heard of except for you and me, apparently.
Well, it's in the Star Wars lexicon for sure.
So on that VHS tape that I used to watch, the Ewok Adventure, immediately following that, someone in my family had recorded The Burning Bed. So if I didn't turn it off, I would be mortified and not sleep for several nights. That's a terrible movie. Or not terrible, but scary for a young person.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the double feature you're looking for.
No, the Ewok Adventure / Burning Bed.
I miss those days, though. The randomness of what can end up on a VHS tape.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, who knows what lurks on this cassette, right?
Someone
You
might have
no
taped
idea.
over stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so John Avnet directed it and co-wrote it. Three Christs. It's on VOD. That means video on demand for our listeners who aren't up to speed. Find it. It's great. It's a binge.
Congratulations, Joe.
We had 3 binges.
3
tonight.
binges today.
Wow.
Wow, amazing.
It's a lot of positivity for what I think we can all agree has been a rough week and a half.
Yeah, I'm not in a great place. I'll be honest with you. So
Sorry, buddy.
I need these uplifting moments that we have, you and me, right here.
That's what friends are for.
This is the highlight of my week now, Joe. That's how
Oh,
bad it's getting.
wow.
I
Yikes.
know. Ugh.
Are you looking forward to anything?
Hunters, that Al Pacino starring Jordan Peele produced show on Amazon about hunting down Nazis.
Oh, yeah. Good.
It looks interesting. That's in a couple weeks, so I'll definitely check that out. Other than that, I don't care. I got nothing.
Out on television, the Apple TV Plus thing, and Ellen is in it a lot.
What's this, out on television?
Yeah, about people being out as a gay on television.
Oh, okay.
In the 90s when it wasn't so widely
It's
accepted.
a documentary.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
First Apple TV documentary, possibly?
Nope. The first and only Apple TV Plus documentary available so far is The Elephant Queen.
Right?
Should be. I'm so impressed with everything Apple TV has done so far, as is well documented.
Not everything is great. We didn't like C. Well, we didn't even
Oh,
watch
that's
C.
right.
And
That's right.
Servant, ugh. But we liked The Morning Show,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we loved Little America.
And the astronaut thing was good too. We'll talk about that some other time.
All right, cool.
Can we go home now?
Yeah. Joe, where can they find us?
You can email us at bingeorpurgepodcast@gmail.com, Twitter @bingeorpurge, Instagram @bingeorpurgepodcast, and Facebook /bingeorpurge.
Anywhere.
Just Google Binge or Purge. And Spotify, Google Play, Apple, of course. I mean, obviously you already know where you can hear us because you're listening.
Right.
But,
And we're on YouTube. Don't forget
Oh,
that.
yeah, YouTube now, yeah.
Yes, we
Hey,
have our 9 subscribers. Thank you.
speaking of that, please tell a friend because we want to grow the show and keep doing this. I mean, we'll probably do it no matter what.
Yeah, we're going to do this because we got nothing else to do. I have nothing else to do, really. So let's just keep going.
Okay, well, tell your friends about it, please, and thanks for listening.
And as always, we want to thank Just the Facts. You can follow Just the Facts on Instagram and Twitter @TheJessicaGreer. That's it for this week. For Joe Taylor, my name is Dimo. This has been Binge or Purge Streaming Reviews. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you next time.